The movie opens with Eddie Brock living a quiet, secluded life, trying to keep a low profile. After the chaotic events of the previous films, Eddie and Venom have formed a fragile truce. Eddie wants to rebuild his life, but Venom constantly struggles with his violent urges and hunger for brains. The two share a strained relationship, with Eddie seeking normalcy while Venom grows restless. Eddie's fragile peace is shattered when an organization called the Facility, a shadowy research group specializing in symbiote experiments, resurfaces. This group has captured several symbiotes and begun dangerous testing. One of their subjects is a powerful and unstable symbiote known as Scream, which escapes after bonding with a tormented individual named Andrea Marsh. Scream's destructive rampage spreads panic across the city, and Eddie is drawn back into the chaos when Detective Mulligan, now bonded with Toxin, warns him that Scream is seeking revenge against anyone connected to symbiote experiments. Eddie realizes that the facility's dangerous work must be stopped. Overwhelmed with guilt, Eddie becomes more aggressive, and Venom takes advantage of his emotional state, pushing Eddie toward more violent decisions. During this time, Eddie's mental state deteriorates. Flashbacks reveal moments from his past: the loss of his career, the death of Anne Wang, and the fallout of his reckless decisions. These memories weigh on Eddie, leaving him vulnerable to Venom's influence. As Scream's attacks intensify, Toxin warns Eddie that Venom's aggression is spiraling out of control. Venom, feeling rejected by Eddie's restraint, begins acting independently, taking over Eddie's body during moments of weakness. In one powerful scene, Eddie wakes up to discover that Venom had seized control overnight, brutally beating a group of facility agents without Eddie's consent. This fractures their relationship further. Eddie confronts Venom in an intense internal dialogue scene where Venom accuses Eddie of being weak. Venom's anger stems from his belief that Eddie is incapable of protecting those he cares about unless he fully unleashes the symbiote's power. Eddie, torn between guilt and frustration, nearly severs their bond. However, before he can do so, Venom reveals that severing their link would leave Eddie vulnerable to the Facility, who have developed technology to track isolated symbiote hosts. Reluctantly, Eddie agrees to stay bonded, but their relationship is now filled with distrust. Eddie discovers that Dr. Conrad's motivations go far deeper than creating a symbiote army. Conrad reveals that the Facility's experiments were designed to push symbiote evolution to the next level. By injecting the aggression serum into multiple captured symbiotes, Conrad has created a new hybrid symbiote called Riot Prime, a monstrous being capable of absorbing other symbiotes to grow stronger. Conrad's ultimate goal is to control Riot Prime, shaping it into a powerful weapon that could be sold to the highest bidder. Scream's rampage, however, is disrupting the Facility's plans. Conrad seeks to destroy Scream before it can destabilize Riot Prime's development. Eddie realizes that Andrea is still trapped beneath Scream's violent persona. Determined to save her, Eddie and Venom attempt to confront her, but she proves too powerful. Venom's attempts to connect with Scream fail, forcing Eddie to make a brutal choice: risk killing Andrea or let her continue her path of destruction. In the climactic battle, Eddie, Venom, and Toxin face off against both Scream and Riot Prime in a chaotic fight that spans across the city. Riot Prime's ability to absorb symbiotes proves devastating, allowing it to become a colossal threat. During the battle, Eddie is injured, weakening Venom. Sensing an opportunity, Scream turns her attention to Eddie, forcing Venom to fight defensively. Meanwhile, Toxin struggles against Riot Prime's ever-growing power. In a powerful turning point, Eddie finally reaches Andrea's consciousness within Scream, pleading with her to fight back. Andrea briefly regains control, giving Eddie and Venom a chance to subdue her. Realizing the only way to stop Scream without killing Andrea is to sever the symbiote bond using the Facility's experimental weapon, Eddie makes a desperate choice. He subjects himself to the same weapon, risking his life to stabilize Scream's separation. The process nearly kills Eddie, leaving him unconscious and on the brink of death. Meanwhile, Venom, enraged by Eddie's sacrifice, unleashes his full power in a brutal assault on Riot Prime. With Toxin's help, Venom succeeds in overwhelming Riot Prime, destroying the hybrid symbiote once and for all. Eddie survives, but is left permanently scarred, both physically and emotionally. His bond with Venom is now weaker than ever, yet they acknowledge they can no longer exist without one another. The two share a rare moment of peace, understanding that while they may never fully see eye to eye, they are stronger together. Andrea, now free from Scream's influence, is left to grapple with the damage caused during her symbiote possession. The film leaves viewers questioning what the future holds for the iconic anti-hero, with Venom's legacy continuing to evolve. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth movie recaps and discussions. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.